If you clicked on this video, you're ambitious and you're not happy with where your life is right now. There are things that you want to change in order to become your best self. Most people would have checked out and started counting down to the slower periods towards the end of the year. But you're not most people. You can take this opportunity of the slower months ahead to reinvent yourself before the year ends, to get a head start on your goals and create your best life. In this video, I'm going to share with you my simple but powerful 4-part system that can help you end your year on a high note and set you up for an incredible year ahead. Hi, I'm Laurie. Throughout my career at companies like Google, I've had the chance to learn from some of the most brilliant minds in the industry. Now, I'm on a mission to share over a decade of experience in personal professional growth to help you unlock your own potential. And this system in today's video helped me to reinvent myself from being unemployed twice to eventually working my dream career, and later on, starting my own business. So I've gone through reinvention more than once in my own lifetime, and it really works. This isn't a video that tells you to hustle your way through the end of the year, because I'm a big believer in slow productivity. That is, slow, sustainable changes in your life without burning out always wins in the long term. If you're motivated by the possibility of who you can become, then I guarantee you that you'll enjoy this next few weeks and have fun in the process of shaping this new you when everyone is just getting started in the new year. So let's start with the first step of the 4-step R.I.S.E method, reset. The biggest change in your life will come from shifting your beliefs. You need to change your mindset about who you can be and what you can do. Your success is really based on what you do and how you show up every day. And you really know this, right? Because there are things that you want to change about yourself right now. So reset is when you finally let go of the version of you that's been holding you back. In my life, it came from realizing that there's more to what I can achieve because I was living the limited version of me. I didn't want to drag myself into work that didn't light me up. I didn't want to live for the weekend or live for the day that I retire. I didn't want to be tired and out of shape. Do you feel the same way right now? You are more than what society tells you that you can do or what others think of you. You can demand more and a better life because anything is possible. We can design a life that we're excited to wake up to every single day instead of hitting that snooze button 5 more times. So knowing what's good for you and actually doing it are very different things. So what's really stopping you? You probably already know what to do. Maybe it's courage or it's fear holding you back. So reset is the point where you decide, I'm not dragging the old version of me into next year. And you can start today because any reinventing and change in life, it really comes from thinking big and then acting small. That's the compound effect of life. And you're building compound interest into this person that you want to become. And you first need clarity. What do you want to achieve by the end of this year? Do you know what your ideal life looks like? It's not in some distant, abstract way like I want to be rich or I want to be successful, but in the specific, concrete terms, to be super clear, like you can see it and visualize it. Think about your day-to-day life. What is your ideal day? How do you spend your mornings? What do your evenings look like? Who are you with? What kind of work excites you? And who are you surrounded by? This isn't just daydreaming. This is visualizing your dream life. And then pick one area of your life that you want to focus on for the next few months. Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's getting that big promotion or changing into a new career or starting that business you've been thinking about for months. So whatever your dream is, make it into a concrete goal. Visualization is scientifically proven to train and rewire your brain and help you make your desired goals and vision a reality. When you can close your eyes and see every single detail and feel that accomplishment and joy that comes from reaching your goals, you're more motivated to keep going. You can step into this new and better you. I do this when I'm about to go on stage, and I have this vision of a more confident Laurie who is fearless and rocking that stage. It makes me show up so much more differently when I'm actually speaking. So take a few moments and just close your eyes and visualize this ideal version of you in your mind. Step into his or her shoes. As the saying goes, your vibe attracts your tribe, and your energy from your vision is going to attract the type of changes you want in your life. You first need to believe what you want is possible, and you're the only person who can make it happen. And take the time to ask yourself, what do I really want? What kind of person do I want to be by the end of next year? Write it all down. Have this in your vision. Be very specific. And the clearer your vision, so clear that you can see yourself living it and being it, the easier it is to align your actions with it. But to be honest with you, clarity alone isn't enough. A vision without action is just a daydream. This is where we move into the second part of the R.I.S.E method, which is integrate. This is where your habits finally start to match the person you want to become. This is also where most people give up because they think reinvention needs a huge change, but it doesn't. It needs the right habits to be done consistently every single day. And this is where keystone habits come in. It's so simple, but yet super powerful. These are the habits that naturally lead to other positive behaviors and results without extra effort. So in the research done by Charles Duhigg, he's the author of The Power Habits, who I had the honor to interview earlier this year, shows that keystone habits, they trigger a chain reaction. So when you master one keystone habit, it makes other good habits easier to stick to. For example, regular exercise every single day is a keystone habit. It doesn't just help you get fit, it boosts your mood, improves your focus, even leads to better sleep. Or journaling every day. It's not about writing down thoughts, but it clarifies thinking and reduces your stress. For me, the keystone habit of daily exercise and movement really helps to set the rest of my life in place. When I get into a daily workout routine during my deep work sessions, I'm able to do 2 to 3 hours of high quality work. When I don't go to my workout, the rest of the day feels a bit like a slog. So what's one habit that you can start today that will create that ripple effect? You're the average of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. But I think you're the average of the 5 habits that you repeat the most. And this brings me to how you can build a daily system that puts you ahead of 99% of people. Because it's not enough just to have a vision and your goals. It's like having a destination on a map, but not knowing the route, how to get there. And most people focus on the results they want, but the results are the byproduct of your system. If you focus on the system, the process, the success takes care of yourself. Think of this as your environment working for you. If your goal is to read more, then leave books where you can easily see them and pick them up. If you want to stop wasting time on your phone, set your environment to eliminate distractions. Put it on the grayscale mode, lock it in a drawer, or leave your phone in another room. If you want to become healthier, then get rid of all the junk food in your fridge, in your kitchen, and then just pack your gym bag for the next day. If you want to change to a dream job, what high-income skills and courses are you signed up to help you level up in your knowledge and then finally change your career? And I'm a big believer that a successful day that is productive and moves me forward usually starts the night before. It's nothing fancy or it takes a long time to do. It's just simply reviewing my goals the night before and write down 3 things I'm going to start with in the morning that will move me closer to my goals. 3 things are less overwhelming than a long list of to-dos because you'll be pulled in so many directions that you end up making no progress on anything. We all have this tendency to be impatient and overestimate how long it takes us to do something. I always take my estimation and multiply it by 2. A project that I think takes me a day to do, I budget for 2, which helps me to stop putting myself in this overwhelm mode and stress. I recommend tracking also your progress on your goals. I track the hours I spend deep working on projects that matter the most to me right now. I track the weights I'm doing at the gym and track anything that is part of my system to achieve my goals and help me stay motivated and to see that progress along the way. Doesn't matter how small. And to me, consistency is everything here. Studies show that the most productive people, they're not really those who work harder. They're the ones who have built systems that made it easier to stay on track every single day. So the point isn't to be perfect. It's to stay consistent as much as you can. And when you have the right system in place, that consistency, it becomes almost automatic in your life. So there's another layer that most people never talk about. You can be consistent behind the scenes on everything, but reinvention really happens when you show up as the new you in the world. And that is the 3rd step of the R.I.S.E method, stand out. You start to embrace discipline, your self-control, and most importantly, your confidence in yourself. This is the phase where you stop hiding who you want to become. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you already know what is needed to reinvent yourself. You already know the actions you need to take, but standing out requires to actually show up as the new you. And it's time. It's time for you to stand out. So this is where confidence is built. And I can tell you this from personal experience of doing this every time I want to push myself to go that next level. It's not about thinking, but by taking action even when you don't feel ready. And I train myself to do things that scares me every single week, like years ago as a shy introvert, to step on stage, speak in front of my first speaking gig of 500 people in the audience, or delivering my first training program to one of the biggest names in tech. And I'm shakily pushing that record button and uploading my video onto YouTube for the very first time, even though I'm feeling all the cringe. Because your life is made up of micro moments. How you get up, how you take care of your health, how you show up for your work, your friends, and your family. And all this shapes your identity. Stand out is when you stop shrinking and start taking up space in your own life. You stop taking no for an answer. You speak up more in meetings. You share your wins. You own your voice and your reputation. You share your ideas without feeling like you'll be judged. You're showing people who you're becoming. And it's really hard, I know. I find it hard all the time. I suffer from imposter syndrome, like all of us, that feeling that you're not good enough and you question yourself. But that's part of being human. And that human mind isn't designed to listen to what we want it to all the time. But you can make the decision to believe in yourself that you can do it, and you will, and you're stronger than you know. And once you start showing up with that confidence, something really powerful happens. You no longer feel stuck in your old story. And this is where the final step of the R.I.S.E method comes in, evolve, where you start designing the future you that you actually want to live, and the future starts to bend in your favor. And you start designing your next chapter really intentionally. This is when your environment, your habits, your relationships, your routines, and the decision you make all begin to match the person you're becoming, not the person you used to be. And I think it's time to change or expand the room you put yourself in, because sometimes your evolution requires new circles and people, not just new goals. Maybe join and go to that class you always wanted, attend the events that you're interested in, book the workshop to learn something new, or start a side project that can lead to something much bigger. And when you meet people who are already living the life you're designing, you will help yourself to evolve and get there so much faster. Because I believe that proximity is influence. You're raising the standard of who you are, your environment, and you set boundaries to things and people who just bring you down. And most importantly, you're upgrading those who you're surrounding yourself with. Being around the standard you want naturally pulls you upwards, because from now on, you're making decisions based on where you're going as a future you and not where you've been. I did so much of this when I was moving industry from finance to tech. I remember I was pushing myself to go to events after a long day of work, to show up to anything interesting that I could find in London. It wasn't easy, especially as an introvert, but I made a promise to myself, put myself in the rooms my future self belonged in. And eventually, I achieved what I thought was impossible. Not only moving industries, but also landing a role at one of the top tech companies that was in my dream list in the world at Google. And as we head into these final few weeks, don't wait and lock in on these 4 steps. Start now. Build a simple system based on this video. Stay consistent with what you do each day. Doesn't matter how small or insignificant it might seem. And you'll be amazed at how much you can achieve by the time the new year comes, when everyone else is just getting started. Thank you for being here, and there's a reason that you came across this video. I'm grateful that our paths were able to connect, and you might also enjoy this video on the micro habits that truly made a difference in my mindset and life. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and here's to growth, and looking forward to meeting the new version of you.